Yeah, this Reverend Pimpimp Fields. I got the great on. And like I said, she's making a transition back into the streets. She just came back from heaven, as to say, with her spiritual knowledge, and now she's trying to assess the many different things. And the first thing we talked about, I want to reiterate on this because I want this one. We're gonna do a little bit on it. I'm gonna see what she got out of what I said. We're gonna just gonna give her 1 minute on how she felt, and see if she had an instant, different opinion, or will it have to just sit in her for a little while before she determine what 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 the hell I said? But anyway, go ahead.
You know, slightly have a way with words. I do understand more than what I did. I really, really do. As I stated prior, when I was watching the YouTube information on the pimps, and it was a live camera, and they were doing all of that, then I was miffed. Actually, I wasn't. I wasn't mad. I was miffed at the self glorification that the pimps, the protectors at that point, were doing for themselves. Actually, they were patting themselves on the back, and for I understand now, for doing what they do, that was their expertise. They weren't lawyers, they weren't doctors, they weren't in the sense of those, which though we understand now, is being understood now that those are pimps because they take your money, and oftentimes you're conned. They don't give you your money's worth. You're left hanging. The doctors, lawyers, and the information, well, not the Indian chiefs, but the doctors and the lawyers. But what I'm saying is,
I know you didn't put my brothers in the Indian chief. Put them in there. The Indian chiefs was also pimps too, but they was chosen by the chief clan women. And you can go to Iroquois League. You can go to Iroquois League. You can see that. Okay, but go ahead.
Of the Iroquois League, ladies, this pimp is undisputable.
Oh, we got it now, and we coming through. We coming through teaching the hoes, so the hoes can go ahead and teach their children, and everybody be in a pimping game. And if you want to be a pimping governor, a pimping mayor, or whatever, and deal with the system, to make change in the system, to take away certain laws that's on the book that's not necessary, to add different laws that's more suitable for the environment, for this timeline that we in now. And that's a beautiful thing, but we can't forget about those who started the game, and me, I still have to learn too. I have the knowledge for them. I have the knowledge for you as the womb man. You are the great womb. And it's going to be your assignment to go ahead in that pimp game and explain to them so they could be a little bit more tame. The war's over. We know more than the war because if you got one hoe, you got a lot of hoes. And the one hoe is the best. A hoe in the hand is better than 4 hoes in the bushes.
That's true. That's true.
Right. And you the best hoe. You the best hoe that an Elohim would ever want to get because you constant, rhythmic, forming, and you're trying to put this arranging. So you're doing everything. That's what a true pimp needs, so he can help manage them, rule them. And when we say rule them, we don't mean to lead them. There's a big difference between being rulers and leaders. See, the leaders is actually the aiders. The aiders is who you are. Once you step up into your duty and responsibility as aiding, then it's going to be fine. And we just going to rule you and let you know and help manage you and let you make that final decision when it gets to that point. And right now we still in a time where you still need to be protected. Because if you wasn't protected, you would be, I'm going to tell you, when you get to the point where you got your women running the 12 cabinets of the president, and you got them in the governors, the assemblymen, the congressmen, and we're going to call it progress men or progress women. We're going to start changing the whole system of things, right? And that's what America's good for. America's good for change. You see, it's not a problem with America changing. And that's why, it takes time with change. And I'm gonna tell you why it takes time with change. It takes time with change because if you do it too fast, you may make a mistake. So as we progressively take our time to ensure that the changes that we make will have what we call, uh, they say longevity, but to you, I'm going to say for you, longevity, because you're going to have to be that lone star. Just like the sun up there by itself. They say it's two suns, but you know what? Actually, when we look at anything, we see it twice. That's why we got two eyes. We see it twice. But we trained ourselves to focus on one point. But if you ever, and dealing with reality and you just look, you're going to see that twice. People is like cockeyed or cross-eyed right now because that's the way they told us to be. But anyway, we're going to talk about anyway. So you say pimps up, right, and protection and holds down to the reality of the foundation, the new reality of what is it? I-9 Gateway the 19 Elohim Society. We coming through streetwise, doing what we got to do, taking our whole thing. When we say ho, we saying theos, which is a deity. When we say hoes, we saying the whole thing. Man want to be first, but on the number line is actually zero, or the number zero, or the cipher is the first. That coincides with the womb that she is. She is the womb, the way womb. The W is the two W's, the two U's is the sound is the She is the which is the same sound as the rotation of the planet. She's in tune with her higher self, and that's what we're trying to put y'all on. So I want to go ahead and let you give a big shout out to all the pimps and all the hoes, and then I'm gonna cut this right here quick. Go ahead.
Yes, and I do. I do actually. I've done it several times, numerous of times on my Facebook page. I have given shout out to all the hoes and all the pimps that are out there making the streets safer. They are. They are making it safer. They're making it safer for me and you, your grandmother, your great grandmother, your children to go to school, for your grandmother to go to the store and get a quick meal at night by taking off quite a bit of the edge of the perverts that's out there. So I'm talking about the regular ones, the men child children that are walking around there horny as hell and killing for it. They're taking off quite a bit of the edge. So with that, and they are brave. If you haven't looked at it like this, you need to start. Those women out there, those men out there, they are very brave. You're not going to do it. They are very brave. They're getting out there. They're getting in the shadows behind the buildings, wherever in the motels, in the city motels. They have to pay for their expertise, and they're getting paid for it, and they're risking their lives in the dark of the day, of the dawn, out there. So while we're asleep, while you're asleep, they're out there risking their lives. I do give a shout out to them. They are very, matter of fact, we have a church of pimps and pimpstresses, and it's gonna explode. It's gonna become the new term, pimps and pimpstresses it's gonna be the wave of the future. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Your children, if we don't get you, let me just say this right quick. If we don't get you, we will get your children and your children's children. Because with this thing that's
Well,
got
when
to
she
turn
say,
around.
well, let's put it right there. When she say children, we say children once they get to the age. You see what I'm saying? Because we don't want you to think that we're advocating children because people will get it twisted up. So we'll
People
say
know,
at the age
and
when they grow up to be 21, then they gonna learn the real deal. But I gotta go because I'm gonna get this done. If it was up to her, we'd be out of the league of the YouTube. Bye.